Hi my lovelies, and welcome to my April mend along video. If you're new around here, my name's Bex and I run an online shop called Ministry of Mending with my partner Dan. Once a month I put one of these videos out where I basically pick something from my mending pile and I show the process of visibly mending that item or that garment. So this month I have a denim repair to do on a pair of jeans that I've been wearing quite a lot lately, and it's quite a small rip just on the edge of the pocket, the front pocket, just below the waistband. I'm not quite sure how this has happened. I'm thinking I might have actually caught it on like a door handle or something, possibly through the belt loop, and then that kind of caused the stress here. I think that's probably what's happened. Just because when I look at the area around the kind of damage, there's no other kind of damage, there's no like thinning fabric or anything. I think that's probably what's happened. So what I'm going to do is some kind of Sashiko style mend to basically prevent this rip from going any further, and creating a much bigger repair job. And to do that, I'm going to have to remove the pocket and then re-sew that at the end. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested to see, then keep watching. Right, let's get mending. Right, so to start this mend, what I'm going to do is remove the belt loop and the side here of the front pocket, just because I think it's going to be easier to kind of work around this rip. I could do some sort of like mend over the top, but I just think that it's probably not going to last as long as if I was to remove the pocket, do the whole mend, and then re-sew the pocket and belt loop back at the end. I just think that's just going to make the mend on this rip much more secure. So yeah, I'm going to turn this inside out and then start unpicking everything. So I'm just using a seam ripper to undo these stitches. I'm just working from behind because it's just a bit easier to access the stitches than from the front. I'm just kind of releasing all these stitches first, like that. Okay, so just got into pocket here, which means I can then just run the seam ripper along like this. Always get nervous when using a seam ripper because so many times I've had a little accident and then caused like another problem. Okay, so I've unpicked this sort of the whole, as much of the pocket as possible. I'm just trying to avoid unpicking this waistband section, because I think it's just going to be really a lot to sew back, because you've got to make sure that the pocket's back in the right position, etc. So I think this will be okay to work with. Should be able to stitch under there without too much problem. So what I'm going to do is just get some safety pins and just kind of like hold this section back a bit. So that's just holding those different bits out of the way, so they're not going to get stitched and caught. So I've got this interfacing, which I've recently found, which I'm so happy about. So I've always avoided using interfacing in my men's, because they've always traditionally been used, because they've always traditionally been made from polyester. But I recently came across this new interfacing from I never know how to say their name, Vlieseline or something, and this one is made from 100% cotton, and the adhesive is 100% biodegradable. So it's then like most eco-friendly interfacing. So I've bought a little bit and I thought I'd give it a go and see what it's like, because interfacing is great for using on denim men's, particularly if you're going to do some sort of like machine darning. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a whirl, and I thought this section here, this sort of rip, was the perfect little candidate. So I'm going to cut a little bit. Basically, you cut, one side has got like a heat activated adhesive on, and the other side is doesn't have it, so it's only single sided. So I'm just going to like apply that from behind, just over that section of the rip, and then I'm going to apply another patch of cotton over the top and then stitch. And I recently found this vintage tablecloth. It's block printed, and it's got the most beautiful like patina on it, because it's like really well worn. So the side that's got the really clear block print on is like a really light blue, and then the other side is this much deeper indigo, but you still kind of got, it's almost like what's the word I'm looking for, like a tie-dye or batik kind of feel on this side. So I think I'm going to use some of this as patching material, but I think I'm going to use this side, this sort of light blue, just to make it more of a feature. I think it will just look beautiful on the outside as like a patch. Maybe I might use like part of the, I think that would look really cool, like using the part of the border on the, yeah, I think that would look cool, using the border from the tablecloth, just because you've got that kind of floral detail. I'm actually going to cut up this tablecloth, because I'm probably not going to use all this fabric, because I was intending to use it as patch material, but I probably only need a little tiny bit of it. So we'll be adding this to the shop as small patches. If you want to buy some of this. So yeah, definitely sign up to our mailing list if you want to hear if you want to find out as soon as these patches go live. Right, I've now interfaced from the inside, which has given the fabric a lot more stability, and I have cut my patch, folded the sides in and pinned it in place. I had this bit of the pocket pinned back, but I unpinned it all just so that I could see exactly where the pocket was going to lie once it's stitched back in place, which, because I really wanted like this edge of the border to show, just like on the edge of the pocket. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with where everything is now, and so now I'm basically just gonna go ahead and stitch this patch in place. And the design I'm going to do is a cross design, so I'll do lots of running stitches horizontally, and then I'll go back in and do the vertical stitches. Doesn't really matter which way around you do it, you can do vertical first and then horizontal, and that will form my crosses. So I'm going to draw a grid out just to give me a little bit of a guide. I've now got the grid all marked. It was a bit of a process. It's always tricky to figure out what marker is going to work on the fabric that you're working on. So I started out with using soap, and that worked really well on the denim, but I couldn't see it very well on the patch because it's a lighter colour fabric. And then I went in with a Frixion pen, which showed up really well on the patch, but not so well on the denim. So then I ended up going and marking the lines on the denim with a Prym AquaTrick marker in white. So I've got lines on the denim in white and then lines on the patch in the Frixion pen. So yeah, bit of a process, but we got there in the end. Now I'm just going to start doing the horizontal stitches. I've just been looking at a few different thread options. So I pulled out a card of our fine organic cotton thread, which I think looks great, but I just wonder whether using this thread might be better. It's actually from our reclaimed cotton range, and it's like a slightly off white. Let me see, I'll show you side by side there. Yeah, so it's an off-white colour, like almost like an ecru, and I just think with against this patch fabric, which like this isn't bright white, it might look better. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the reclaimed cotton, and I'll leave a link below in the comments just in case I haven't seen that before in our shop. But yeah, I think this is going to work quite nicely. So I'm going to use that thread and a Sashiko needle. Right, I've finished all the stitching. So all I need to do now is basically remove the lines and then stitch the pocket back in place. And then, oh, and the belt loop, and then everything will be done. Right, let's crack on. And that's it. I have finished machine stitching the pocket back in place and the belt loop. The belt loop was actually really tricky. It wasn't possible to do it with on my sewing machine, so I've hand stitched it in place instead with a lot of bar tacks. So yeah, hopefully that holds. If you have any tips for sewing belt loops back in place, please pop them in the comments because I'd love to know. Because yeah, that was really tricky. But anyway, it's done, so that's good, and it's really secure, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so I love how it's turned out, and I'll just show you on the inside. So with these loose tails, once it goes in the washing machine, they should all kind of felt and become part of the jeans. So I'm not too worried about that at all. And I've just tried them on, and yeah, it looks great on. I I'm pleased that I made the patch a little bit shorter. I was originally thinking of sort of making it a little bit longer, which I think might have looked a bit strange with the length of the fly. So yeah, I'm pleased that I made that a little bit shorter. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed watching the process. If you have loved this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if there's anything you would like to see in future mend-alongs, then please comment and I'll see what I can do. Right, thanks my lovelies, thanks for watching. Happy mending, happy healing. See you in the next video. Bye.